Frank Casal here with the Outsourcing Institute, and welcome to today's Ask the Expert segment. We're talking about mailroom outsourcing, and in particular about business value add, if you will. And once again, I'm joined by Bill Randag. Bill heads up Datamark Inc., President. Thank you so much for joining us. And Barb Pello. Barb's a Director with InfoTrends and Principal in Pello Partners. Thanks again. Thank you both. So let's kind of get down and dirty, right? Let's talk about cost save. Well, I know you will both say it's not only about cost save, but let's start there because that's where everyone else starts. Barb, what kind of money can somebody save if they outsource the mailroom properly?
Yeah, well, I think, when you take a look at the mailroom operation, huge potential for savings. When we look at it, if I'm doing an on-site facilities management engagement, by just streamlining operations, cost savings in terms of that particular function, you should be able to garner somewhere between 15 and 20%. Alternatively, and Bill mentioned this in a prior segment, you also have the ability to redirect that mail to a centralized service center and have them manage it, which gives you the benefits of obviously broader scale. In those instances, we're seeing savings between 40 and 50% for companies that opt to do that. Now, I would also tell you though that while the dollar benefits are important, we also see a number of major benefits to any organization that considers outsourcing the mailroom function. It includes a number of different things, starting with it lets you focus on your core business, all the way through to I reduce transport costs, I get much more timely delivery, and overall just general quality because you've re-engineered that business process with experts that really know what they're doing.
Okay, so Bill, how many people that you're speaking to are kind of surprised at the potential bottom line and top line savings or benefits, if you will, with regard to mail? Are they getting it? They're just kind of looking to see if you're better than the other people they're talking to, or do you find yourself bringing them out of that cost-only kind of mentality?
I think that mailroom is actually kind of a hidden gem right now because not everybody, that's not the first thing that pops into your mind. Very few people actually go out looking for mailroom outsourcing. A lot of times when we get into that, it's because we've got a relationship with a client where we're doing some sort of business process outsourcing and we come to them and say, have you considered the mailroom? Here's what the savings typically can be and here's what it has to offer. So I think it's kind of an awakening, it's a new opportunity that's out there.
So, okay, so let's stay with cost save for a moment. So Barb gave kind of a fairly broad range. Drill down a little bit deeper. So what does one focus on, or what direction do you want to go on maybe for the lower end of that range, and why would someone do that? And then if they want to do extreme cost save, what are the options there?
Okay, I agree with Barb's numbers. I think that in some clients, because of the functions that happen in the mailroom, they can't actually allow the mailroom to be, that function to be done outside of their building. It has to stay in their building. And typically that's because things are getting passed back and forth throughout the day, and logistically it has to stay close. And we call that facilities managed, and it's typically about 15 to 20%. If the mail can actually be processed outside of that building, then you can get upwards to about 50% if you keep it on shore. But there's also an opportunity to take it to Mexico and get even additional 10% to that. So for somebody that has the ability to take it outside of their facility and offshore, the savings are extreme.
So Barb, in your role as advisor to many organizations, do you see any patterns one way or the other when you have your Pello Partners hat on and someone brings you in? Are they looking to go extreme? Are they looking to go offshore because at the bottom line is the bottom line? Or do people still like opening the door and looking outside and seeing the mailroom?
I think the biggest issue we've got today is in the mailroom side, there's an extreme naivety about the true benefits that can be usurped from outsourcing that function. My recommendation to my clients is in a tough economy where everybody is looking for bottom line benefits, take a look at it. And that's really the issue. It's not whether it's facilities managed or it's redirected either onshore or offshore, but it's getting people to look at it in the first place. And I think that's an absolute pivotal area where it's low-hanging fruit in terms of generating savings for your organization.
Okay.
And let me add something too, because the mailroom, that's a bad name. Okay, it's not really the mailroom because you got email, you got faxes, you got business to business, you got a lot of scanning going on, you've got a lot of OCR correction going on, and typically it hasn't even been looked at. So when the initial thought is, well, how much money can I save? But there's a dynamic here that really comes into play. This is where the value really comes in. So you've got that lower end mailroom function, and then you've got the scanning and the document indexing, and then you've got that higher level document processing. Well, when you outsource the mailroom, what happens is things collapse into the mailroom because there's functions that get done downstream that they don't need to be done downstream either, and they can be moved up into the mailroom. And it's a lean engagement because it's removing waste, it's speeding the process, there's less people touching it. And so over time what you see is really the evaporation of that middle layer of touches actually just goes away.
Okay, super. So what I'm hearing is if you're not considering mailroom outsourcing, you're certainly leaving both bottom line benefits and top line benefits off the table. Interesting how you're connecting the dots, and I'm a believer, from mailroom outsourcing to business process outsourcing as well. So at the end of the day, if you're an organization and you're outsourcing anywhere or considering, mailroom outsourcing should be on the list. Do you agree?
Absolutely.
Okay, super. So thank you both for joining us. And once again, thank you for listening and participating in this episode. We have future Ask the Expert segments coming up soon. Visit us at outsourcing.com. Thank you.